And happy Monday once again, everyone. Bryan Devore, Devore Realty Group, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, California Properties, with another Monday market moment. Hope you are having a good July. And last week we did a recap of the first half of the year in the real estate market. Today, what will the second half bring? We'll take a look at some predictions that Stephen Thomas provided, the great economist. But first, let's look at the latest stats. Right now, we have 6,687 homes for sale throughout San Diego County, an increase of 187. Looks like people did take some time off for July, but are right back at it again. 4th of July, rather. Median list price, $980,000, lower than it was the week before. 50 days on the market is the average number of days on the market. Pending sales, 2252. It's an increase of 24. Median list price $899,000, also higher than the week before. Median days, average days on market 35. 2 more days. Months of inventory is going up still. 3.64, getting closer to the 4 months of inventory. Definitely getting more into, so it's still a balanced market, but shifting quite quickly. Here is the chart showing total actives and total pendings. Last week we saw a dip in the total number of actives, and then it went right back up again. And kind of hovering around the same number for pendings. All right, what happened last week? We saw 987 homes come on the market, 273 more than the week before, which was the week of 4th of July. So a lot of people did take that 4th of July holiday and went right back at it, putting their homes on the market. Median list price, $950,000. The new pendings, 353, 10 fewer than the week before. So we saw not a huge number of homes that went pending during the 4th of July week, and people didn't go out and start buying as much as people were putting homes on the market. Median list price of the homes that did go pending, $899,000. Average days on market, 37. New pendings listed within the last week, 15, and new pendings listed within the last 2 weeks, 72. So interestingly, we saw an increase in the percentage of homes that sold after only being on the market for a week, but a big decrease in the number of homes that went pending after being on the market for 2 weeks, only 20%. It had been around 30 to 35%, so a big drop in that category. How many homes closed escrow last week? 363. It's a drop of 8 versus the week before, which was 4th of July week. Wasn't expecting that. I thought that might go up. Median list price, $930,000, and the median sales price, $920,000, both lower than the week before. Average days on market, 29. Kind of a welcome sign, minus 4 days. Least expensive sale was in Julian, $145,000. La Jolla had the most expensive sale, $15.2 million. Here's that chart showing new actives, new pendings, and new closed sales. A lot more homes came on the market last week than the week prior, and the highest number in 2 months. Usually we start seeing inventory plateauing, but a ton of people put their homes on the market last week, but not as many people bought homes last week as the week before. Here's a chart showing median list price and median sales price. A couple weeks ago it was pretty high. We settled back down to where we have been the week before that. Stephen Thomas did come out with the latest reports on housing. You can see the active listing inventory. We did see that drop a couple weeks ago from 4th of July. We'll see that line going back up again. Leading after 4th of July, but we can still see we have way more homes on the market now than we have in quite a while. Look at the difference of where we started the year versus where we are right now. Huge increase in the number of homes for sale, higher trajectory than other years. Demand, and the way he calculates demand is the number of homes that went pending in the last 30 days, has been going down, kind of along the same trend as the last couple of years. The lowest demand we've seen since 2012 because of higher interest rates. It's just keeping people from being able to buy, not as affordable. You can see where demand stands now, where it was in the 3-year average prior to COVID, quite a bit lower. All right, where is the market going to go the rest of the year? Well, he has a couple different lines here. Expected market time is what he's looking at here. Excuse me. And he has 2 different possibilities. One, if interest rates stay kind of where they are, 6.5% to 7%, He doesn't look at if it's higher than 7%. He looks at between 6 and 6.5, which is where we've been bouncing. I'm sorry, 6.5 and 7, which is where we've been bouncing, versus what happens if rates are lower than 6.5, between 6 and 6.5. What will make that happen? Slower economy, lower interest rates, and we'll start seeing that potentially. So if interest rates stay where they are, 6.5 to 7%, he expects that inventory will continue to climb throughout the rest of the year until the fall, and he expects market time to stay high and continue to go high. However, if rates come down and stay down for a prolonged period of time, not a week or two, but a prolonged period of time, then he said we should see market times come down a little bit as fewer people maybe come on the market, but also more demand. He expects to see a big jump in demand if that happens. The last time we saw interest rates low for a good period of time, a year ago, demand went up 7%. So he thinks that could happen again. So you can see market time right now is super high. It would be nice to see interest rates come down, market time come down, and it become a little bit better for sellers. And better for buyers too. We want to see the inventory out there for people to choose from, but we want to see lower interest rates so buyers can afford to buy homes. So that's kind of what he looks at for the rest of the year. It'll be interesting to see which way it does go. That's it for this week's Monday Market Moment. I hope you have a great day and a great week. Look forward to seeing you next Monday, where we'll take a look at the latest home index report for the sales in the month of June. Have a great day, have a great week, and I'll see you then.